Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just logging the request and I'm entering the record in the DB. Mom, I am not doing the dishes today.
A few moments later.
E equal to not MC square. MC.
Mom, pack my bags. I'm going to Himalayas. If this is happening to you as well, keep on watching. All of us have started working from home since the start of this COVID pandemic. And remember how simple it sounded in the beginning. Like there's no need to travel, no rushing to office. Instead of saying, Mom, please let me sleep for 2 more minutes, you can literally sleep for 2 more hours and nobody will care. Also, there's no need to wear pants or just ignore the concept of clothes altogether. But then this happened.
I hate you, Mom! I hate you!
Paragraphs around even.
GDP in a big way, but 50% हमारा export जो है वो
two words that we put together to make another word. Moon and light form.
Seems like this isn't exactly what we always dreamt of. Ever since Workspace has been merged into Office Space, life has become a monotonous cycle of housework and office work. It's like you get up on your bed, solve a production bug, go to sleep and solve another in your dreams. It's almost impossible to focus on any task, be it your personal life or your professional life. And I'm sure like me, you have started doubting yourself, your abilities, life decisions in general. But this isn't entirely your fault because there's a lot of potential distractions while we are working from home. Maybe your kids just love you too much and they want to see kittens on your laptop while you're having a discussion with your manager. You know you have a client meeting, but who is going to watch that F1 race or IPL? Who is going to play with that PlayStation that you bought with your hard-earned money? Or your parents are scolding you for one thing or another. Accountable to your boss who's living in the same building. No, not your office boss, but the one that you decided to get married to and now you cannot resign. The internet is bringing about depressing news every day. I myself have been working from home since the start of this COVID pandemic and I've realized what a roller coaster this work from home schedule can be. From family to my brother's kids to my manager's untimely calls and one or the other bad news that we keep on getting via social media or our friends. All of this is basically having a huge impact on our productivity. I don't want to think about that production bug while I'm having breakfast with my family. But here I am thinking about family during my office hours or thinking about office while I'm trying to spend some quality time with my family. I'm sure each one of us is going through all of these things, which is ultimately affecting our focus and productivity. But I didn't want to be stuck in this phase, so here are my 5 strategies that helped me get out of this work from home monotonous schedule. Let's go. If you are anything like me, there would have been days where you would just sit down to work and basically got nothing done even after hours of working. You wonder what happened to all the time. That is because you just kept yourself busy instead of focusing on the important tasks at hand.
Gabby, do your work. Complete that work. No, but I have emails to reply to. Emails are not important. Solve that bug. No, but I have Slack messages to reply to. No. Slack messages aren't important. Solve that bug. No, but I have a meeting and I cannot say no to it.
All of this while procrastinating on the actual task at hand. This is because all of these easy tasks gives us a sense of immediate accomplishment and our brain loves that feeling of immediate gratification. So what can you do about this? Chris Bailey's book, The Productivity Project, has this beautiful concept called the Rule of 3. Take a sheet of paper and write down the 3 main tasks that you want to do on any particular day. Keep them in bold so that they are prioritized. You can write down the other tasks that you would want to do, but keep them in smaller letters so they are deprioritized. Whenever you sit down to work, choose one of these 3 main tasks and start working on it. No cheating. Do not pick up another task until unless you are done with the current task, and do not pick up a lower priority task until unless you are done with the major task for the day. This would have been so perfect if we were living in a monastery or in a temple. But since we are living at home with a lot of potential distractions, so what can you do about them? As we've already discussed, there are a bucket load of distractions while working from home, and there's no getting around it. So the only option we have is to minimize it. Your brain just hates difficult tasks. It will do anything to fixate you on easier and simpler tasks. You'll be attracted to newer and simpler things like playing games, watching another episode, replying to your mails, replying to Slack messages, just like flies are attracted to the light. So how do you minimize these distractions? The only way is to separate the workspace from your personal space. No more working from bed, no more working from that cozy couch in your living room, and no more working sitting on the dining table while your sister is making reels on Instagram.
Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita,
Take up a separate room, shut its door from the outside distractions, put on your best noise cancelling headphones and just get to work. If you do not have a spare room, then you can create a workspace in your own room itself. Place a table and chair in a corner of the room and assume it's your workspace. Also, make your bed inaccessible. Just throw on all the dirty clothes and make it messy so that you just don't get out of chair and jump right back in your bed. If you have a PlayStation, you can keep it in another separate room, or you can just give it to your mom and she'll keep it safe and sound forever and ever. Your phones come second in the list of offenders, so you have to keep it on DND except for the important calls. You can use apps like Forest, which has gamified the whole focus experience. Every time you decide to work on a particular thing, you are planting a tree. And every time you pick up your phone and you start scrolling, a tree dies. And trust me, this guilt is a very strong motivation to get back to work. Your laptop is another great source of distraction. You have Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Netflix on a single click. You have Slack in your laptop and you find yourself replying to messages all the time. These are novelties and our brain is easily distracted towards them. So what do you do about that? To avoid this, close all these apps and reply to your Slack messages only at a preset time of the day. Also, let your teammates know that you won't be replying to their messages actively apart from this time of the day. Don't be scared. Everybody is going through the same situation. They will understand your decision and will respect your time. You can use apps like Leech Block, which are completely free to use. You can schedule block times for the website that distract you the most. We have talked about intentions, we have talked about minimizing distractions. Now let's just talk about taking breaks. Yes, taking breaks. You must be thinking, how can taking breaks actually increase focus and concentration? The idea might seem contradictory, but it actually does work. Have you ever tried to focus on one thing for hours? After a while, your focus just starts to break, and not only that, your productivity starts to decrease as well. Hence, the best idea is to take continuous breaks in between. If you're working from 10 to 1, then work for the first 20 minutes, take a 10 minutes break and then start again. Slowly as the day passes, you can increase your work duration to 30 minutes, 45 minutes or even 1 hour, keeping the break duration constant. Taking this short 10 minutes break will help your brain regain focus and work on its peak level again. You can actually use this break to spend some quality time with your family. Your brain is just like any other muscle. The more you train it to be focused, the more better it becomes at it. You can play games like chess, Sudoku or jigsaw puzzles and other memory games that train your brain. Research suggests that spending 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week on these kinds of mind games has resulted in a twofold increase in focus and concentration. Sleep is another very important factor in your focus journey. Sleep deprivation can have a huge impact on your concentration, not to mention the other cognitive functions like memory and attention. Being too tired can actually slow you down and it won't let you do even the simplest daily tasks like driving or making food. Exercising your body is another great way of increasing your focus and concentration. That extra boost of energy that you get when you do a jog or you walk for some time, you can use that extra energy to stay focused and alert throughout the day while working. Try adding a plant or two to your natural workspace. I'm sure all of us have always dreamt of working from the mountains. It's because such a beautiful environment is not just fascinating, but it also puts you in a great mood to get the work done. Taking walks in the nearby park or working from your backyard garden can also help you get the work done more quickly. There are loads of concentration music which is available on YouTube and Spotify. Classical music and natural sounds are great at helping you to concentrate while working. I'll put some of the links in the description below that I personally use. One thing to keep in mind is to avoid music that you love or hate, because both of these kinds of music will end up distracting you. Mindfulness is a really hot topic right now, despite the fact that people have been practicing mindfulness meditation since ancient times. Its many health benefits are only recently starting to be understood. Research has shown that people who constantly practice mindfulness meditation have had massive positive impact on their focus and concentration. Members of the group who practice mindfulness meditation were able to stay focused on one task for longer hours, they were more efficient while working, and they switched less frequently from one task to another as compared to the other group who did not do any kind of mindfulness meditation. Many a times we lose focus and concentration because we do not have any feedback. Our brain just wants to know whether you are making progress or not, and that is only possible when you are measuring your results. Have you ever started working out at home and then eventually gave up, or started reading a book but then quit? This kept happening to me unless and until I started tracking my habits. When I tracked my reading habit of 20 pages per day, I read more books. When I kept count of how many crunches I did more crunches, and my abs became more toned. So basically, whatever habits I kept track of were the habits that I became more focused on. But we avoided fearing what the numbers might reveal. But the trick is to realize that the numbers don't reveal who you are, but they just say where you are at this particular point of time. These are some of the strategies that have helped me personally cope up with this work from home scenario. We have to understand that this lifestyle is here to stay until and unless the world is free of COVID-19. So it's better if you start implementing such strategies right away. It will increase your focus, it will increase your concentration, it will increase your work efficiency. You can actually close your laptop at 5 or 7 in the evening and spend rest of the day with your family. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. If you like our content, do show us your love by clicking on the thumbs up icon. Also, subscribe to our channel so that you do not miss any further updates from Simply Millennial.